Hey everyone, thank you for coming to my channel, D versus Debt. This is D and it's Work It Wednesday. So I'm going to show you the ways I'm making money moves. In this case, it's going to be how I'm trying to make passive income by growing my channel. And then I'm going to talk about my very first investments for the year for 2022. I had to put it on pause for the very end of 2021 in December. At first, you guys, I am so excited. Whew. So I haven't updated this in a while, but as of this recording, remember I record the night before. So as of right now, I have 970 subscribers. I'm so close to 1,000. So what I'm going to go ahead and do then, that means I have to fill in these rows. So it's amazing to me because remember I had let my channel die and then I revived it in the middle of August. And in just those months, it has jumped. So crazy, crazy, crazy. But so thankful. So I have to hit 1,000 subscribers, remember, to become an official YouTuber. But in addition to that, I have to have a certain amount of watch hours. So I'm going to show you next how I'm doing on that. So I started with yellow and I'm going to end it with yellow. And it just feels so surreal. Like, holy moly, I honestly thought it was going to take forever to work my way through this chart. So thank you so much to everyone that has subscribed and is watching. So I colored these in off camera because they are tedious as heck. So both of these charts that I just showed you are available on my Etsy shop. The link is in my description box. So I am right there, just 3 little YouTube icons to hit my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Now the next part where I have to get working on is I have to have at least 4,000 hours of watch time to get monetized. So I'm a little bit more than halfway there. I'm actually 7 hours short before I can color in this little clock right here. So I had 2,443 hours of watch time. So I got to figure out ways to get people to watch, to stick around. I don't just want to push out a bunch of videos and they're just crap, basically. So there's a lot to take into consideration here about how to get those watch hours up so I can meet that goal. But crazy, you know, that I'm more than halfway there. All right, so in December, my investing came to a screeching halt. And so now I'm good and fired up again, now that things have settled down, to start 2022 off with a bang. So this is a printable that I purchased from the Budget Birds Etsy site. And so I just thought it was so adorable. And I like the fact, like, this is going to motivate me to invest, in this case, $2,022 in 2022. So I use 2 investment tools. I use CashApp for what I call my fun investing, and then I use Fidelity for what I call my adulting investing, and that's where my Roth IRA money is. And so the way I'm going to do this, then, every little paw print, it has a different amount. So for example, the very first paw print of the year is going to be $65. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to invest in 2 different stocks, because this $65 is going to push me up to 1 complete share of each stock that I'm going to be investing it in. So I'm going to be investing in Verizon as well as in Lumen, because I switched phone companies and I also switched internet companies. So in December I had a new phone provider, Verizon, and then I dropped Cable One and I picked up CenturyLink for my internet provider, and so I want to own a share of each, and so this is going to help me get there. So I'm going to go ahead and color my very first paw print in orange. Now there are a total of 26 paw prints, and I thought that's nice for people that have 26 paydays in a year. However, I have 24. So the way that I'm going to do it is, yes, I will be investing through this challenge through my paydays, but there's going to be 2 bonus times that I'm going to figure out where I'm going to do those extra investments, since I don't get those magic months with the extra paycheck a month. So I think what one of those bonuses will be is on my birthday I'll invest extra money, and on Christmas I'll invest extra money, and that way I come up to a total of 26. So you'll see me in Cash App in a minute invest, and end up with 2 shares with this $65. Now this is the tracker that I purchased from Shalisa's shop, the Mommy Trader, so I can keep tabs on how many shares I own. So right now, the very first one, Apple, I'm about a quarter of the way there, and I actually have a very funny story about this. So Shy from Mom Talks and Budget had gifted me what I felt was an outlandish gift back in November, I believe it was. So I hadn't mentioned what it was on the channel because I was going to return it to her. I thought it was too expensive. It's like, nope, I can't accept this. This is too much. So I had mentioned in my channel that I wanted a NutriBullet because the one I had was giving off sparks every time I used it, and I used it basically daily. So I felt terrible because she went and bought me one, and I was like, no, I can't accept this because these things are like, you know, 40 bucks. On sale. So if she got it full price, it was even more. So I felt really bad. And so then I hatched a plan. In CashApp, you can actually buy shares for somebody else and donate them to them. So I decided for December, I'm not going to invest in my shares. I'm going to invest in hers. I'm going to gift her, you know, the shares that she's investing in. So that's where my investment money went for December. I was very proud of that because I was like, hey, I'm so sneaky, I got her. Well, she turned right back around and bought some shares for me. So they were in these two. She bought me some fractional shares in Apple and some fractional shares in VTI. So her and I are kind of doing what my brothers do for Christmas, where one gives the other one, here's 20 bucks and here's 20 bucks for you. You know, they each swap basically a $20 bill. So we're kind of doing that with this. So thank you so much, Shy. I have to figure out another way to be sneaky because, again, I have a terrible time with gifts. So for me, the guilt is just too much. And for me, $20 is a lavish gift. And so hopefully you understand why I thought a NutriBullet was just outrageously lavish. So thank you, girl. And we're going to keep battling it out, it looks like. So the rest I am listing of how I'm building them up. The one stock that I own the most in is Realty Income. So they're a REIT, a real estate investment trust. And I plunked down a huge amount of money when I first started investing back in August. So now I actually have 15 shares of, their ticker symbol is O. So I think that's where I'm going to pause. Obviously, you know, this is where the highest number that this chart goes. And I'm going to build my other ones. So this is where they're looking at as of today's investments. And then these haven't even made it onto the chart, but I really, really want to make them slowly build them up. The last one that I left blank is the one that I'm kind of mulling over. I don't know if I want to buy a share of Coca-Cola because that's something that I drink a lot, so I should make some money by investing in it. And it's also one of the stocks that Warren Buffett has had forever and ever. So it's like, well, he knows his stuff, so I should do that. The other one that I'm interested in investing in is Bank of America. So I'm trying to decide between the two because of the fact that Bank of America made a lot of money off of me when I first had my mortgage before I refinanced to a different bank. So I'm being kind of petty and I want to make money off of them now. So that's why I want to buy a share of Bank of America or build shares in their stock. So something to think over. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. You're only watching me for entertainment purposes. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is just for fun. You're watching me kind of try to figure things out on my own for myself and nobody else. So these are my holdings. And these are the ones that I'm targeting. So I purchased this printable off of Jordan Budget's Etsy shop. And so these are meant to be cut out and put into an envelope, but I'm going to keep them here in my planner because I like the way this works. So I want to build up my Apple shares. It averages about $175 a share because remember, it goes up and down depending on when you buy it. So divided by all of these, it's about $15. So every time I put $15 towards Apple, then I can stamp in one of these little icons. Same thing with Starbucks. I want to buy Starbucks. I want to have at least one full share because Starbucks is what helped me realize when I kicked off my budgeting journey that I had a budgeting problem because I was blowing $100 a month just on Starbucks. So that's when I realized I needed to get my spending in check. So I'd like to own a share, a full share, again, because I've spent so I've spent so much money on Starbucks, I like to start making some money off Starbucks. And I also would like to buy a full share of Valero. So every time I buy gasoline, I invest $1 in their stock. But I would like to have a full share, and that's going to cost me about $85, which means, every time I save about $10 and invest, then I'll be marking these off. And now I've made my very first contribution to my 2022 Roth IRA. So to max it out, the most you can put in there is $6,000. Because I'm on such a tight budget, I doubt that's going to happen in 2022, but I do have until April 2023 to fully max out my $6,000. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, then basically every pay period, what I'm shooting for is to be able to invest $250, because that's how much it would take per pay period to totally max out my Roth IRA. So this pay period, I was able to do that. So I did, in my Fidelity account, invest $250, which I'm very, very proud of, again, because I won't be able to do that every single time. This time I did. We'll see how next payday looks. I'm only coloring in half because I did 250, and these are each $100 for the full bill. So, hooray! And now it is time to fire up my Cash App, and you can watch me do my investments. You'll see me invest based on my own personal savings challenge, where I buy $1 fractional shares in every company that I purchased in a certain period of time. In this case, it's so far in 2022 in these first 11 days. The other thing I do is where I invest the dividends that I get, I turn around and reinvest those right back. And then I received a super generous gift in December, and so I'm going to invest that as well. So Crystal from Budget by the Bag had Cash Apped me $10 back in December when things had gone crazy for me. And so now I'm going to finally have a chance to invest it. So you're going to see what I did with those $10. I picked 4 different companies to buy fractional shares with. So I was kind of laughing because it's like 10-4, little buddy. So thank you, Crystal, so much for that. And I have decided that any money that goes into my Cash App account is going to go strictly to investing. So it's not going to come out. It's going to stay there, and it'll all get invested. So I'm excited to see those $10 grow that Crystal had gifted me. So thank you so very much for that. And from here on out, any dividends that I get in my Cash App will go right back into investing. Any referrals that I get, referral bonuses that I get from Cash App for using the referral code in my description box will also get turned right back around and invested. Any gifts, anything, basically anything that makes its way into my Cash App account is going to be put into investing. So here we go. Let's invest some money. So the first order of business is to look for the 2 stocks that I'll be investing in for the investing challenge, $2022 in 2022. So the first one is Verizon. Remember, it added up to $65. So what I'm going to do is buy $52. It's $53 a share, but I already have $1 worth. And as you can see, it pays 4.78% in dividends, which is why I'm interested in buying this one. That's a nice hefty dividend percent. So I'm going to put in my $52. So there we go. And now it's ready to be ordered. Remember, it has to add up to 65 for that investing challenge. So then that means I'm going to turn around and look for the Lumen Technologies company. There it is right there. That one is, let me scroll, $13.34 a share, which is super duper cheap. And as you can see, the dividend yield is 7.32%, outrageously high. So that should be a red flag. Cheap stock, super high dividend. But since it's so cheap, I'm going to go ahead and buy the $13 of it. So because I already own $1, then with this 13 means now I'm the proud owner of a full share once this order goes through at 7:30 in the morning. So that takes care of the investing challenge part. Now the next thing I'm going to do is my own personal version of it. For the month of January, I had to pay my yearly premium in Progressive for my home insurance as well as for my auto insurance. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to buy $24, $12 for 12 months of home insurance, $12 for 12 months of auto insurance. So that's how I do my own personal $1 investing challenge. And so now that means I own $24 worth of Progressive. Now I'm about to get to work with Crystal's $10. So I'm going to buy $2 worth of Valero because in the first 11 days of January of this year, I went to buy gas twice. So that's why it gets $2. The next place I went to in these first few days of the year was to Safeway. However, Safeway is owned by Albertsons. That means I'm going to buy shares of their stock. So I went there a total of 3 times, which is why I'm purchasing $3 of fractional shares in that company. The next place I've shopped at in the first 11 days of the year is Amazon. So I'm scrolling around looking for Amazon, and I've shopped there a total of 3 times since the beginning of the year. So I have to say most of that is for my pets, so don't judge me too harshly. But that's why I purchased $3 from there. And the next one that I went to a couple of times since the year started is Dollar General. I'm having a hard time finding Dollar General. So I keep scrolling back and forth. Where the heck are you hiding, Dollar General? It's kind of like playing Where's Waldo? Looking for that little, there we go. So $2 for the 2 times that I've shopped there in this past period of time. So that takes care of those. The next ones I'm going to be investing in are ones that I've shopped with using gift cards. So for Christmas, my niece gave me a Starbucks gift card. So in these past 11 days, I've used the gift card twice. So I'm going to invest $2 into Starbucks because of that. And then the next place that I've eaten on using a gift card, you guessed it, is Burger King. Now Burger King falls under the stock RBI, Restaurant Brands International. So I'm going to buy my $2 worth of there. So even though I didn't spend my own money, I did go through there twice with the gift card. And so that's why I'm purchasing $2 of fractional shares. For the last part, what I'm going to be doing is investing in the dividends that came to me so far in December. So Hewlett Packard gave me a dividend. So I'm going to turn right back around and invest $1 in them. So basically reinvesting my dividend. The next place that paid me a dividend so far in this period in January is Walmart. It wasn't $1, but I like to round up to $1. And that way it just keeps beefing up how much I own in the stock and eventually pays me more dividends. So there is my $1 for Walmart. And then the very last company that has paid me dividends so far in January is Altria. So they're what I like to call the party stock. So they paid me a dividend and I'm turning right back around. Theirs is almost actually $1. So there's my $1 right back in order to beef up my holdings. And that is it for this week's investing. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.